Hello. Welcome to Tuesday. Wait a minute. Yeah. Sometimes I get mixed up as to which day of the week it is. It is Tuesday. It is our sixth night of Hanukkah. It is still in the middle of Miket's Torah portion. Yesterday we talked about something that I hold near and dear to my heart, which is the idea of getting yourself involved, even when you feel like you're outside of things. And I just wanted to kind of seize upon that even a little bit more as it talks to our mindfulness, in that there are so many thoughts that go through our heads, things we'd like to do, things we have done and maybe didn't like the way we did them, and kind of fantasies about what life is going to be like if I do this, if you do that if only I could X. But there's always something that gets in the way of it, and to notice what it is that keeps me from achieving things that I would like to achieve. And maybe you have that too, of moments in your life that you keep playing over and over in your head because maybe you didn't do what you thought you should be doing or could be doing or would be doing. And I like to think that the meditations we're doing and the practice of mindfulness has to do with just noticing our behavior, and trying to understand what is behind it without judgment. Because once we judge what we do and we say, oh, you're a bad person because you never did this or you never did that, then I feel like it's hard to get through that, because it's not happening for a positive reason. It's happening because you're feeling judgment on it, and so you feel compelled to do it because otherwise, I don't know, you may feel like you're less than. We do things in our lives. Sometimes we do them because that is what we need to be doing at that time, even if we had some idea that we should be doing something else. So just noticing those places where we feel like we're watching and not in it, that might be for a good reason. It doesn't necessarily have to be judged. It doesn't have to be, God, I didn't take advantage of that moment. I'm a terrible person. No, you just didn't take advantage of the moment. And that last bit, I'm a terrible person. I'm lazy. I don't think straight. I can never kind of just get my S together. Those are the thoughts that come out when we judge ourselves, right? We're not worthy. It leads us to a trance of unworthiness, right? Where we feel that we're not worthy. And that's all because we have a judgment about who we are and what we should be doing. And it's funny, because when I mentioned yesterday about the Pharaoh and his dream, and in the actual dream itself, he's standing on the river, and his interpretation, he's standing on the bank of the river. That, I think, he was unaware of judging that. I think he just kind of saw himself as on the bank of the river and didn't think twice about it. The mindfulness practice says, did you realize that you're on the bank of the river and never in it? And never involved in it? We could say that for, our Hanukkah lighting, right? We might not want to do it, or we may say, oh, it's better for other people, or I'm going to go on the Zoom call and I'm going to watch everybody else do it, and then we miss the experience. And in the end, that's all we're really looking for, isn't it? For positive experiences in our lives, for a way to go through our life that makes it a little bit easier, with all of the tension and the stress and the anxiety that just comes from living. I had a therapist once who used to say that all life was dealing with your anxiety. All of life was How do we get past our anxieties? And I think that this is kind of one of those places to start, just noticing those times when maybe that anxiety or that fear is keeping you from accomplishing or keeping you from doing something that you really do want to do, just because there's fear and anxiety and stress behind making that decision. I was talking with one of my daughters yesterday, and it was interesting. We were talking a little bit about bravery and fear. And she was like, I'm afraid of this or that. I said, when people are brave, that doesn't mean they're not afraid. It just means they're able to overcome that fear. And we talked about that a little bit. And I think that's, maybe that's what was going through the Pharaoh's mind, where he was just afraid to get involved in anything because maybe he would fail. Or maybe, things wouldn't turn out the way he wanted them to turn out. And I think, many times that idea keeps us from actually, growing and moving, because it's those times when we make mistakes, those times when we just get in there and do, that can lead us to a more positive space in our lives. And so this idea of being in it and being involved in what's going on in your life, as opposed to feeling like just an observer, someone who's just kind of outside of your life and never really in it, I think this can go a long way for all of us to experience life on a different level. I'm afraid of something every single day. That doesn't mean I stop living. And it doesn't mean I have to run away from it. The only way I've been able to grow in my life is by doing things that I might have been uncomfortable doing, and then I do it and realize it's not so bad. There was a book my father gave me, wanted me to read, that he said changed his life, which is by Dale Carnegie, the guy who wrote How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it was how to stop worrying and start living. And the first chapter was, imagine the worst possible thing that could happen. Accept that, and then go and do it. Knowing what the worst possible thing is, and what you realize is the worst possible thing isn't going to happen. It might not be perfect, but it's not going to necessarily be the worst thing that could happen. So if you imagine the worst thing that could happen, and you just say, okay, that's the worst, and then you go about and you do it, that you might have more chances for success. And it keeps you away from staying away from experiencing life, which is what it's all about, right? Okay, so let's go into our private, quiet, still time, trying to find stillness and peace, allowing things to be as they are. We're not trying to change things, just kind of, and which is, by the way, another way to exist in your life is just notice what is, as opposed to always trying to push your own agenda on it. That's what allowing things to be as they are for now is. It's that idea that it's okay today just to let things settle. And then there might be some other decisions that we have to make, or there may not be. So let's get ourselves ready for our quiet time. We're just breathing, not trying to push our breath, not trying to change anything. Just breathing for 20 minutes, a little under 20 minutes, and then we'll come in and begin our asking for feelings of blessing and safety. Okay, let's get ourselves into a position that's strong yet relaxed. Just feel your breath as it's coming in and out of your body. Concentrate on your stomach. But you don't have to neglect the rest of your body. What are the sensations there? What does it feel like for your feet to be on the ground? Are your knees okay? Is your back okay? What's your neck like? What about your shoulders or your face? Do you feel any tension? Just a little reminder that our minds will certainly take us away from our breathing and concentrating on our breath. So we need to just bring ourselves back in kindness and love. No need to judge. It's not that you're terrible at this. That's the idea, is our mind takes us away. Our mind is distracting. So let's just, for this time, leave the thoughts and just exist in the now, in our breath. In the time we have remaining, I invite you to ask for feelings. May I feel blessed, and may I feel safe. This week especially, I do feel blessed. First of all, the people that come on and light the candles together at 6:15. You can join us, tebh.org/Hanukkah. You can see the link there for the Zoom call. It's just incredible, and I feel amazingly blessed to have such wonderful people in my life. I feel blessed to be able to celebrate this holiday. There are people in the world that are not permitted to celebrate the way they would like to. I feel blessed because my daughter's coming back from school. And I'm sure you have a list of the things that help to make you feel blessed. May I feel blessed. You know, sometimes we are blessed, and if I count those things one after another, it can lead me to a feeling of blessing. And may I feel safe. Safe from coronavirus, safe from injury, safe from someone hurting me. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. You can say it aloud. You can say it to yourself. But just say one of those phrases with each breath for several breaths. May I feel blessed. And just a couple more breaths with that. And we can finish just concentrating one more moment on the now, on our breath, how our body moves, how our body feels. Thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you were able to find stillness and peace. I hope you have a lovely Hanukkah this evening, 6th night, and I hope you feel blessed, and I hope you feel safe.